Hi everybody, I'm just seeing, is this working? Am I going live? Happy new moon. Hi Irina, how are you, my love? I just wanted to say thank you to all of you who joined in the Christos transmission this evening. It was lovely. I enjoyed sharing the unity prayer and speaking Aramaic and practicing it and letting the sounds move over the tongue and the mouth and breathing in the meaning, the new meanings, and just sharing. Really, it was just a space of sharing. So thank you for joining me for that. I really enjoyed it. The cards were interesting that came through as well, and I just wanted to pop on because after I got off, we had a friend of mine sing the Aramaic song as well. She sang it in Aramaic and it was beautiful. Her name was Carla, and you can catch the replays now. I'm just waiting for them to download and upload again. But I got off the phone and I just messaged her to say, hey, how's it going? How are you doing? How did you find that? You know, after she did the song and the singing. And we just were chatting. She's thinking about coming over here. Yay. And I just got talking about the Mandela effect with her, like randomly talking about the Mandela effect. So I wanted to check in and just see, have any of you people noticed glitches or Mandela effect? So the Mandela effect is considered a false memory by many people in the collective. However, I contest that. It is not a false memory. It's merely a different memory of another timeline. So this has really been obvious the last 5 years for me, like super duper obvious. Sometimes I questioned at the start my sanity, especially when in one day you could move through multiple timelines and the shifts and changes can be quite drastic. So it can definitely create cognitive dissonance for people. A major lesson that I've learned with this is really let it go. But it can be fun to see that you know, and confirm to yourself that, oh, I've just switched into another reality. Here's some evidence. So the evidence for you when you switch into a different reality might not just be, you know, oh, great things are coming to me, or, you know, I've just expanded and healed something, but it could be even collectively or physically in your reality, things are totally different. So a common, you know, or one of the really personal ones, because you can have a personal one and you can have a collective one. So a personal one is you remember something in your family life, your work life, in your home life, whatever, and today it's one way and yesterday it was totally a different way. So that's like a personal Mandela effect, right? But nobody else in your reality of the now remembers it the way it was yesterday. So you're kind of on your own with that one, right? So for me, I went to bed one night and I woke up one morning and I went to my bathroom and everything had changed in the bathroom, the plumbing and the way the water turned on, and I kept burning myself because my muscle memory was a certain way because it's been that way for years. And I had to like go to the hubby going, what the hell, did you get up in the middle of the night and just start changing everything in the plumbing systems? And he's like, it's always been that way. However, my muscle memory didn't lie, right? So that's an example of a personal Mandela effect. And a few others are, like this week, for instance, I found out that Jane Goodall is alive and she was most definitely dead in my previous reality. So that was another fun one for me to go, oh, how long has that been in this one? You know, when did I shift? That's interesting. So it's just fun to see when you're hopping timelines. And also I just question like how these realities are parallel realities. What happens to the other reality? Does it still exist? And I can kind of confirm it does. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's actually eradicated and erased. And part of that is because that same plumbing incident, this personal one, I woke up another morning and went in, it was back to normal, my old normal. And I was delighted because I didn't burn myself. I didn't have to go burning myself anymore. I was delighted it was back to normal. It kind of verified I wasn't going crazy. And I got so excited that I was shouting out for the husband to come, look, see, I told you, it's back to normal, it's back to the way it was. And I'm not crazy, you're the crazy one. And lo and behold, he pops in and Well, the door opened and he was there. I could see his shadow, and then suddenly slammed again, called him again, said he never heard me, he never came to the door, and went to turn back on the taps and stuff, and they were back the other way. So I experienced a shift instantaneously. It wasn't like I went to bed and woke up. So those things definitely can mess with your head, but it can also be a very fun way to open up to the opportunities. And for me, this feels like that creation of the reality. Like we are really creating reality. We're getting proof that our reality shift and change in a tangible way. And sometimes it's just the logic and the brain has to catch up to that. So what are some Mandela effects you peeps have noticed? A common one for me is the Monopoly man. Like he always had a manacle in my previous reality, and this one he doesn't. They're really fun ones to kind of point out. Really, there's like dead people that are now alive. There's 2 other actors that were dead in my other reality, and they're alive right now. There was one holy person that, you know, Thich Nhat Hanh was dead in my reality, and he only died last year in this one. So it's interesting to kind of see these things, and you do question yourself. Have I, do I sound like I've got a screw loose? Who else has noticed these little shifts or glitches in their realities? Have you noticed them? And they can be fun to post below and just have a little discussion on it, see where you're at with it and play with it. What can happen is you remember, you kind of get the feeling something's off, and then you check it and you're like, oh yeah, I remember it the other way. For me, I remember quite clearly remembering there was 52 states in America. There's only 50 now. And I remember learning that because we had to learn about America in school, and it was written on the blackboard, and I remember having to like memorize this stuff. And then when I saw there was 50, I just remember thinking, oh God, they must have gotten rid of 2 of them, like, or combined them into some other states. So I had to laugh when I actually found it's always been 50. Because I was like, oh, that's a different reality. Okay. But then I met other people that remember it 52 as well. So you can meet people that come from perhaps the reality or parallel reality you've come from too. They have the same memories as you, and they're also kind of mind boggled by, why are we the only ones with this different memory? Definitely it can be a lot of fun. I'm totally gone off though, course and stuff. So let me see, is there any messages? Judy, you've seen a few of the small changes in your personal life. Wonderful. Evening, Sadie. I kind of wanted to bring in as well that sometimes when you do these moves and shifts, that you may have a projection or a judgment, or vice versa, someone else may have of you, and they're holding that judgment and projection because that's been their experience with you. And yet it might not be the same as it was in the other timeline. So it's like people are slightly different and they react slightly different to you, but also knowing that you shift timelines when you change and you do your personal work too. So I don't really have answers on these. I really just contemplate about these things, have a little fun, and then I leave them to the side because you can kind of get a little walled in around them. I definitely noticed a lot of personal glitches this month. So I put it down as well to the solar flare energy and the Schumann frequency, you know, that rise and that blackout, where little portals and dimensions open up quite easily and they close again. So losing things, like knowing you left something there and you look away, you look back, it's gone. You're just like, what? Like my car keys. I locked my car, put them in my bag, they're gone. Can't find them. Didn't move anywhere, didn't go anywhere, but they're no longer there. And I definitely feel there's somewhere I can totally bring them back to me. So how do we manipulate these type of reality shifts and changes? I don't know. I'm up for learning. Those of you that have mastered that, it would be interesting to see. And also drawing things to you, that magnetic force of something that's out of place, but bringing it back into alignment. Just interesting chats. Yeah, my musings tonight. I'm taking a breath in and out. I did enjoy that Christos transmission. And I know the messages were kind of confirming to me, because some of what I was sharing, I was like, oh, this might not land with some people because different belief systems, and I know when I shifted into different realities, I had a whole doorway open into new knowledge, but also new inner knowledge and new knowledge that's physically in this realm that I really never knew about in the other, whether it existed or not. It wasn't there and available for me. So yeah, in that transmission, I kind of shared some stuff that I had never known about, never heard about, and just created a healing for me. Hi Judy, you're doing the vagal exercises. Good. I know I sent you the videos and the links to that. We did them in tonight as well in the group. Never more than now has those type of physical exercises been really important for us, because the nervous systems get a lot overwhelmed, get really overwhelmed so easily, isn't it? So reset, reset, reset the body system to create the new reality, to allow ourselves to be in alignment. One thing I looked at is the masculine and feminine energies and how they work within my own personal life recently. And I noticed that when we're tapped into a lot of creation energy, that's pretty swirly, right? It's a lot of creation energy, is pretty swirly. It pulls you in and it pulls you out. It's not always that grounding when we're still like moving through our stuff, let's say. So I noticed that if my hubby moves away, my creation energy gets a little unstable. I have to find that stability all over again. So for me, tonight was important as well, with the Christos and the divine masculine energy that we called in. I found that fascinating, just to notice that within myself, and where I've been leaning on masculine energy rather than allowing my own to rise up within. So that was a little awareness for me in the last day or two as well. I'm going to pull a card and just see, is there any message for anybody that's watching? And if any of you want a card to be pulled, just say yes, me, please. And I'm going to leave it at that then. I'm going to go back and finish my mantras. I have some mantras to finish. And I have a little new moon ritual I want to do as well. Judy, this is for you. So tonight I talked about miracles, and I talked about that Christ energy and the miracles and how we are opening our channels, because there are channels, miracle channels within us, and there are processes we can do to open them, practices we can do to open them as we clear, right? Do I have all the answers? No, but I do know they're there, and I've witnessed miracles. I've had miracles happen to me, not science explainable. I've been a bit of an anomaly according to some doctors, but I know that they've been miracles, right? And I've seen people, I've witnessed people in miracles. And Judy, that's the card for you tonight, is the miracle card. Now I want to note that there is so much of the Christ energy in that card. We pulled the redwood tree card tonight as well, and it's about creating networks. And this for me is feel like, you know, the tree and the tree of creation. Tree of creation is a powerful, you know, the Holy Spirit and the divine masculine, divine feminine, tree of creation. We have the Anka symbol here of Isis, or some might say that's the old Coptic. But for me, when I look at that, I see Isis and the Temple Sisters, and we have that in the bark going into the root of the tree. We have the third eye at the top of the tree, and in the center we have the Sun, Source, Creator, Holy Spirit, Ra, Anka, Ra. Now there are light language symbols in this, and lots of creation energy like seeds. And I said, this new moon is all about opening up to the possibilities of what is out there, the opportunities and the possibilities that are at our fingertips. That when we trust, when we have faith, and when we love, we open up to that limitlessness. And we become the channel, the divine one channel. We open up to the ancient knowledge that we already had learned, that we already have taps into. We turn the taps on, we've already got connections into them. The plumbing's already there because you've done it in other timelines, you've done it in other lifetimes. Sukanakia, Tima, why you've come in with that gift that's tapped in, that has a root system into something. So miracles is coming up for you because you have access. I talked just before I pulled the card, I was talking about the divine channels of miracles, right? The Jesus Christ channels are all about opening up to miracles. Now they're called the JC channels, and I'm studying kind of an ancient teachings right now, and it's something a man brought through in India, and his name is Sri Kaleshwar. And he brought through some teachings from Jesus Christ on the Jesus channels, and there are a set of prayers that are said to help clear and heal the physical, mental, emotional body. They help open our channels. Now you can see channels, there's nadi channels, chakra channels, you can see it's the physical as well, like the energy center channels. And what I'm just saying is your channels are ready to open and expand. I am seeing that in the higher heart area here, and that's where it feels like this is in the higher heart of the tree. And I want to say like solar plexus is like the yellow sun power center, but my throat's going as I say that to you as well. So it's finding your voice and creating through your sound, asking, what is the miracle I want to call into my life? What would be a miracle for me right now? Even going like, if I can't go for a big one, what's a small miracle? What would show me, what would be a little proof? And like play with that. Ask the Divine Mother to show you a miracle. That's the miracle, is like the wonder, the awe, the essence of that spirit. Even in self-healing. Your determination, commitment and perseverance is about to pay off, and all you have worked towards will soon manifest. It will soon be time to celebrate your achievements. However, you are cautioned not to get too elated. Thank the universe for all you achieve and keep focused. Do not lose sight of your original purpose and intentions. So they're saying don't get too elated because they don't want you to go off course. They want you to stay the course and stay focused. So play, but stay focused. In doing this, the universe will continue to guide and offer its assistance to you. Visualize your work and influence reaching a larger number of people. Imagine this happening with ease and only in ways that make you feel comfortable. It takes no more effort to think big than to think small. And remember that a miracle is always possible, no matter the situation that you find yourself in. Now, for me, I am hearing family healing instantly come through on this. And the trees are showing me that their roots are connected and interconnected. And that when one tree has this type of miracle energy and communion, it will, through its roots, spread it out through the layers of trees around it. It'll be in communion with the land in this. Draw on the energy of the land with you. Connect in, tap in, that there is an energy stream with wherever you are right now. There's an energy stream, golden energy stream, waiting for you to tap into it. This is grid work. Through your intention. And this will reveal itself to you as you continue to breathe into your body and allow your body to become the tree and allow your energy to become the root system. You can create a little visualization for yourself on that, Judy. And there's a deep connection then with the earth that happens, and Divine Mother. Divine Mother is really important for me to keep mentioning her name in this. I feel that's also linked into the mystery schools with the Anka showing up there in the third eye. I'm seeing the third eye is being shown to me now as well. That Divine Mother, and there's a story I read somewhere recently, Divine Mother gave her third eye to Shiva, Shiva being the masculine version of God, right? To see all that he needs to see. And it was a way of him connecting in communion with her. Now for me, this also feels like the struggle between the masculine and feminine, and this sense of releasing that there's a battle. Overpowering, that one is overpowering the other. But really, in essence, that there is no overpowering. There's something in that for you. I'm not quite understanding why I'm being shown that. So I'm breathing into my body. There feels something significant in that. Is it that you're gifting the masculine side of you with the feminine aspect of you, the all-knowing, all-seeing? So the doer in you is allowed merge with the divine seer in you. And that means you're aligning your actions to your visions. I'm getting told that will do for now, but there's more actually there. Like there's a jigsaw puzzle in that for me to unpick. That they're just saying that'll do for now. What you've just said will do. It's not the full picture. Not the full picture. Funny. And just release that responsibility off the shoulders again. Keep that going. So burdens and weights again. If anybody, and I wonder, I'm seeing a man, a male presence energy, wanting to put on your shoulders what is essentially his. So Judy, what does that mean to you? So like, it's like he wants to offshoot a responsibility that really is what I feel is like a soul contract that he took on, and he's actually saying, I don't want it anymore, and he's trying to take it off. Like, so is there a soul responsibility he's trying to make yours and it's not? Provider. Something to do with that masculine energy, provider. The caretaker. So just remember where your boundaries are and what's yours and what's not yours. I just getting that with the shoulder thing. Surrender. Let it go. That center solar plexus is linked with that as well. Like having your power center sturdy so that if that's happening, if there is a figure that feels masculine to me, like I feel like there's a man there and his soul, or he signed up to do something and he ain't doing it, and he's trying to kind of energetically play dodgeball and throw it at you. Okay, so I don't know if that's true or not true. It's just a weird feeling. I'm just getting that tension in the neck, so releasing that. Oh, not yours, not yours, not yours. You can totally sidestep that. I mean, he wants to fling that at the wall and he hopes he touches you. It's not yours. So is it father, is it brother, is it son, is it husband, it's some masculine energy. It could even be something old that's just integrating into that. It's getting to do with family stuff, like there's a lot of family stuff there. So inviting in any healing and any clarity for that, please. Thank you. That's why I feel the eye is in the tree. Beautiful tree of creation. Thank you for showing yourself to us. And what I'm hearing, sorry, but the tree, there's so much in this, by the way. The tree of creation is showing me itself as a seed. And it's saying, like, don't forget, we're all starting off as seeds, but when you see a humble seed that's like barely on the tip of your finger, you're forgetting that I'm in that. Like, the whole tree is in that seed. It just hasn't been fully realized yet. It just needed to get its feet, gather its momentum, let the water come to it. Again, there's a lot of emphasis, I'm getting dizzy saying this, on the elements and working with the elements, which is linked to your land that you're in now. There's something for you to connect into, and the elements are part of that process. So call it in, invoke it in, do a little, if you feel like, you don't have to, but like do a little ceremony for yourself, bring in the elements, the mother of that earth that you're on. I mean, call into the trees. The trees always talk to us, don't they? I had an amazing experience with trees before. They brought me through time and showed me, you know, 2 different versions at once. It was kind of mind-blowing. It was my first major experience of time travel. So trees are very powerful. You'll hear their whispers when they feel like, yeah, let's get this soul ready. So call in the trees and the wisdom of the trees around you. And they're going to help ground that high energy in as well. Judy, I mean, there's so much. I could spend the whole night talking about this. So I'm going to put this card away. I mean, it's so powerful and so beautiful. So let's see. Okay, Judy, you're just saying here your dad to take care of the family. Okay, he wanted you to. So it could be an energetic imprint, which is what I was saying there. It doesn't necessarily mean that. It's like the energetic imprint's not yours. So the clearing of that will be continuous, as in it'll keep going for a bit. Let me see. Mildred, I'll pull you next. I can see your name up. I'm just going to move my body. Before I pull a card, I'm just going to move out of Judy's energy. Okay. Mildred. Does that sound creepy? Mildred, I'm tuning into you. Totally sounded creepy. Poor Mildred. Totally, one of your guides wants me to start poking fun like this. Like, that's from a guide, poking fun and wanting to make light of this type of thing. Because you can do this type of thing and don't gotta be so serious when these type of things happen. Now, things, and what I mean is that connection to source, when information comes through, when there's syncs, when there's Mandela effects. It's like we don't need to get wrapped up in here. We just kind of laugh about it, and it kind of makes it not so serious, right? We don't gotta be like super serious about all this stuff, because then it can feel like we get it wrong, or we make a judgment around it. And what if we get it wrong? What do we make that mean about us? What do we mean about others? And what if it's actually not wrong at all? It's exactly what's needed to transpire to get the soul lessons. So that feels like one of your guides is definitely a bit of a poker. Even that's a bad joke. Stop it. And they're like, you're the one with the dirty mind there. I meant like with the finger. It feels like there's this whole like poke. Yeah, what is that? Do you ever get that sense that something, you know, at nighttime you're being energetically or mentally poked, like, hello, do, that kind of a thing, right? And it might show up as like a little bit of exasperation if you're not fully open to allow that kind of playful, at inappropriate times, playfulness in. I feel like sometimes it's happening at inappropriate times, as in you want to go to sleep, or you happen to be on the bath, in the toilet. Like, it feels like, what is this guy doing? And I feel like there's a jokester. I'm literally hearing this guy is roaring laughing jokester, and it feels like this guide was probably human. Okay, like it's passed over, and it feels masculine to me. Like this is a prankster, a jokester. This is a dude that was a bit of a messer, as we say in Ireland. And he is a guide now, and he's like, I'm only coming for the best. And it is his job. He feels his job is here to bring some fun to situations that do hold levity, that might be considered serious. And he wants to bring a different energy in, almost like when things get serious, and he's showing me this now, things get serious and they get really stuck and locked in, and then it's hard to get air through that to allow the flow again to happen, to shift it into a different space. So he's saying like, that's partly what I'm here for. Would you like to connect in with that? So I don't know, are you going through some things that feel kind of weighty, like not oppressive, but contemplative, maybe serious, and he's just kind of like, let's poke some air in here and blow some lightness into this. He's kind of saying, yeah, I like the way you're saying that. I'm like, okay, thanks. So I wonder, I'm just going to ask, were you alive during her lifetime? Yes. So is she somebody you know? I'm hearing the words, I believe so, yes. Do you know who I'm talking about? Okay, I come out in a really big sweat, so excuse me, I'm just gonna shake that off my back when I ask those questions. Your message is this soul journey. Now I pulled that card before a few weeks ago, and this is like so oh, I've just noticed something I never did before. There's a unicorn here. Let me see, can I point it out without, where am I seeing the unicorn? Here, there, can you see the wings? There, right there, unicorn, right? And this for me always feels like a city, even though it could be a glacier as well, right? Or clouds and then clouds. But then we see the steps going all the way up into this portal. This feels like a soul journey into ascension, into elevation. I'm also kind of getting a cache. You can access your cache records with this. Your cache records holding this lifetime, the lessons that you've come here to learn and embody. I'm going to breathe there now because there's a little bit of heart pain coming up. A healing of the heart happening. And it feels as well a releasing of betrayal. So like these would be stuff that come up in your cache. So for you to access that is totally doable. If you're not doing it yet, it's there 100%. I feel like you already are. Other timelines and other possibilities, future as well. The cache also holds your future possibilities. Doesn't mean it is future possibilities. So you can tap into that creation energy as well. And allow that creative energy through. I want to use the word creative. They want me to say it over and over and over and over again. Let your creative energy through. And this feels like that feminine creative energy. Sukanama sakawa sati atikala hawa yeo. And what I'm getting images of now is ancestral strapping down of the female creative energy to contain it. In case it got too big for itself, in case it started coloring outside the box and created something that was not the container that it was set in. So what I'm getting like is out of the box creation wasn't allowed. It feels very ancestral. So it's like you're undoing a lot of that. And I really feel like I can feel straps and tightened like leather straps, like one side of a straitjacket. Does that make sense? Okay, that's what I'm getting the feel down my left hand, and I just want to shake that hand. Now for me, my association with my left hand, doesn't mean this is true for you, but I'm going to say it out loud. That's my caster hand. That's my spellcaster hand that I used many timelines. Now I am left-handed, okay? So this is the hand I would have used to cast stuff, right? Good and not so good. So I'm just feeling like that's been strapped up. So gifts, abilities, healer, I associate that with this as well. So Mildred, there's a lot there I want to breathe, and I want to breathe down into my sacred sex area. So you do that with me. And I need to open. I was tightening as I got that pain, because I was actually having physical pain from here, down this shoulder, down that arm, into the wrist and out the fingers. I was having like a hole when I was feeling the straitjacket. That was actually physical pain I was feeling. And when I was feeling that, I tightened my whole nunu. So I was tightening everything there. So What is the connection to your sexual energy with this and your sexual expression? Now, birthing expression. So when you use the word sex, it doesn't just mean intercourse. Sexual energy is used in healing, like it's a really powerful healing energy. Sexual energy is root-based energy, manifestation, money. Right? We forget that. It's also safety and security. Birthing. We birth with that energy. We create life with that energy. Babies, right? So there's something in and along that, and that maybe you're already working on this, like the releasing of that oppression, suppression in that family line. I still have pain in my arm talking about it. Can we do a transmission to release that, please? Thank you. And it feels like you're here to pull that power back, and you're here like, I'm embodying that on my soul journey. Like that's a major part of the soul journey. Now this is also bringing through Palladian, Syrian. We have the unicorns that came in here, because instantly what I saw for you is unicorn energy. Is very high frequency. And the blue ray. Now the blue ray is always associated for me with Christ energy as well. And of course you have like angelic color frequencies of blue, like Archangel Michael is associated with blue, protection. We have the water worlds and plasma and blue. Mintaka, which is where we had the mermaids come from, one of my home planets, Mintaka. It's blue, plasma, beautiful. Oh, I'm getting an ear pop when I say that. So like that beautiful whale, dolphin, mer energy is coming in there as well. Now this is all in your Akash. Araka sontono kole hesita pa seturuko. Urahamnana ese kushoktali. Ukana satimano no. So your great healer abilities are here for the taking in this timeline too. And that's as much self-healing as it is for spreading that around the world, just by being in your nature. Water is really important for you right now in your clearing and your physical body stuff. Now you can see I'm still massaging. I still have pain, like my hand, right? So I'm still massaging out that. Do you want to revoke, rescind, and delete that contract that your family made, your ancestors made, and maybe even you made around that subjugation or repression of that aspect, that magic aspect of self? I mean, it's always going to be there. You can't fully repress it, but like your full embodiment of all that you be. Are you afraid of your power? Do you trust yourself? They're asking me to hold this up again, and they're asking me for you to see a pyramid where the steps are, that you're going to remember places and things. So these are the steps. Hard to kind of see, but I'll see, can I take a photo and post it in the comments later? And see this as a pyramid. They want me to tell you, see this as a pyramid and you're at the bottom. What would that mean to you? Remember. Now what I'm getting there is priestess lineage to be remembered. And it's funny, I always saw this as a city in the clouds, but what I'm seeing when I look at this for you is, yes, the unicorns are there, but I'm seeing major glaciers. Like that's a glacier underwater, right? But what we know with glaciers is only the tip is seen, and it's vast and deep underneath. That your soul journey is to discover the depths that are hidden down here. You haven't even an iota, is kind of what I feel I want to say, of the depths of what is there for you to embody, receive, love, accept, and bring forward if you want. If that's part of the purpose, the soul journey. And it doesn't have to be hard work, right? The guy with the levity thing, the guy that was like a big prankster and jokester, he was here to kind of say, don't let this sound scary, right? This is like, you have fun along the way, you play along the way, you play jokes along the way. It's not like serious that you have to be serious. That was like part of that message that came through. All right, Mildred. I could kind of go on for hours as well. And I'm getting hot because I know I could travel up into that pyramid and start talking about it, but I won't. That's a journey for you to discover, and have fun with that discovery. My beautiful soul, you are an incredibly beautiful soul. I want to say that. I want you to hear that. I want you to receive that. And whatever pain and weight that you feel that maybe you've carried during this lifetime, taking a breath in with that. And it feels like, I want to say, as sisters, we get you, we feel you, we love you, we thank you. Because it feels like I'm talking to all the women. And I don't know anything about your lineage or your past or anything. But like the mother, my grandmother, you know, that kind of thing. And I'm inviting their souls to be free now, that you have received this message, that you know that major part of this is you're reclaiming this, not just for you, it's for everyone, all that has gone by, you know, behind you, and all that's coming before you. And that feels like a celebration. I want to say a celebration without making you feel like it's a big responsibility, because it isn't, because you're just doing that. It's just your being. I'm going to get you to really open your shoulders and start a massage. If you're feeling any of those pinches I am, we're going to massage them. Because if I'm feeling it like this, by the way, it's in me too, right? Where I have the mirroring part of my empath ability, my clairsentience is, I'll feel something amplified within me if I sense it in someone else. So I know it's in me too, right? Nona shakiyata mata toiki. We're healing a lot of that mother wound, witch wound, healer wound stuff. The magic of the feminine that is no longer allowed to be repressed. Like, she's coming up. That's it. There you go. Dosha kama taiti. Blessings, blessings, blessings on all of us here tonight. Thank you. Who is that guy? I feel like you do know him, and I feel like he passed before his age. But maybe it wasn't this life. Maybe it's from another life. He's saying, no, it's this life. So, and it mightn't make sense that he's around you, as in, I don't know if he's family or not. Or maybe he's a distant friend or a distant relative. He's not telling me that now as I ask those questions. But anyway, I'll leave him be. Let me see. Katrina, hello, sweetheart. Hi, my love. Let's see, what is the next card deck that we will perk? I'm kind of sticking to the secret language of light deck. Oh, Mildred, that's the type of person you are. You make difficult situations funny to feel better about it. Okay, awesome. So maybe the two of you are in cahoots. Maybe he's an aspect of you. It can be several. Does he have a nickname for you? Oh, I didn't ask now. I just disconnected. So, is a nickname an animal? So what I'm getting is, tonight's the new moon. On a piece of paper, write it out. You know, if you want to make yourself known to me, who are you, what's your name, something like that, in the name of love and truth, that you're here for my highest good. Let me know who you are, something like that, right? Put it out, you're leaving it out, and it will be revealed to you, because I don't get names very clearly a lot of the times. So how my portal works is, you know, some people are pure mediums and they'll get all the information. Like, I'll get hints of that and fractions of that because it's a certain frequency. I'll get what I need essentially. But the other stuff then is, I tend to go into other dimensional stuff, which is a different frequency to this. So I have to kind of move up and down frequencies to get that information. Does that make sense? It's hard to explain that. Where I know some people are just pure mediums, that's a specific frequency of just talking to those that have passed. Whereas let's say if you're speaking to or connecting with, let's say Mintaka, that's a different frequency completely. So you can see that when we move through those informational patterns, and that's for those of you like playing with this, you know, you're changing and shifting frequencies constantly to get the information. So I have to come down a frequency to get his information. Does that make sense? And I'm finding that tougher. I feel there might have been a nickname. If you're saying it's a nickname, was it an animal name? I don't know. It makes no sense when he says that. Doya manala ilya kwaliatima la luokiala ma wa suru. Hello, Lucy. Hi. Katrina says she liked a card. Okay. Liz Mintaka, I got that. I was from there in a reading. Crystal clear waters. I love swimming in the crystal clear waters. Yeah. And for me, there's a lot of plasma. It's like water isn't exactly the same as water here. Like there's a different makeup on it, but it's like water. Feels like water, that kind of thing. Mintaka I loved. It was beautiful. I can almost hear the sounds of it because the singing as well. Like it feels like frequencies and singing and yeah. Hello, fellow soul sister. No wonder we're connected if you're from Mintaka. Mildred, you have the pain. Sorry, I have to scroll the letters, the messages. I have the pain in my shoulders and elbows, even my wrist. Yeah, girl, I was having to massage that out a lot. That should start to ease a little. Okay, and with your intention tonight, it should ease. And allow that as you're tapping into what am I holding here emotionally, because there could be physical stuff too, or toxins, or you've had damage or injury, but emotions too that can be stored there. Like I felt that responsibility, that pressure, I felt the repression. So it's like when you start tapping in and you start, what's held in here? What else is in here? Is there anger here? Is there betrayal here? Like, I'm not saying there is. You're just asking and exploring and then releasing. And you can do physical and emotional release on that. It's so exciting. This journey is a journey. And there's so much beautiful layers for us. Feels like your best friend energy called me Mill, but he also called me Beast when I got I was like, animal. Maybe that's it. Is that a confirmation? Like he calls you some type of an animal. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's him. Okay. He's definitely super familiar. Could really use some added guidance right now. Sonia. So let me see. It was Katrina that I said next. I need to check the time because I still have my mantras to do and I have to get them done before 12 tonight. So I'm just going to take a little breath in and out because I can feel heat rising. And for me, when we're working with those hot energies physically, that feels like a lot of healing energies in the lower chakras are happening. So sometimes you'll get really cold energies. You know, you get all the stuff rise. That for me is like a different frequency as well. Now it can be healing too, but it's like a different resonance of frequency in the body. So I'm just getting super hot stuff now. So this feels very much lower chakra stuff and healing. I'm getting the word blood healing. Blood. What's that about? Okay. Clots. Coagulation. Blood feels thick. What's that about? I want to kind of go toop a little bit. So what's that energy? And it feels up here in the mind space. And I keep doing this with my mouth. Like I gotta get something out. Like I'm like going. This is bizarre, but literally this is what my body's doing. It's very in the head. I am hearing the word spike. I'm going to start saying vaccine, spike protein, coagulation, blood. Is there a worry going on? Have you been exposed to things? Do you know somebody and you're worried about them with this? And I have instantly, now that I've said that out loud, I have pain across my third eye and down my right side of my neck. I have a tension. So something's trying to hold me back as well from going. Okay, Hosoti manala iheliaka si truk 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 truk. So there's a resetting here I'm feeling with masculine energy on the right side, but also who do I lean on with this? I'm having to kind of use my own shoulder to lean on. That's what it feels like, rather than is there anyone there I can kind of safely lean back into? Which also for me, this again is my interpretation, obviously you need to feel into what this is. For me, instantly it brings up how I have such a strong pain up here now, going all the way into my shoulder and the sharpness in the neck. So with the neck is the freeze, shutdown, paralysis, overwhelm, fright, fight as well, like all that, you know, the nervous system stuff. I think it needs reset. So if you want to do your little vagal exercise resets, and I'm already starting. How far can you bring without lifting your shoulder up? Like, is that super tight on the right side? Feels like I need a lot of breathing exercises, and I need to bring my hand out here to give it more tension to get a better stretch. And breathe. And look up to activate the optic nerve. A bit itchy nose, like I'm smelling bullshit. I want to do that, like Bewitched. What's that itchy nose? Feel like I'm heightened as well. That's hypervigilance, because I want to smell. I'm smelling my way around things. Hypervigilance, my eyes are kind of moving around. So let's reset that. Heightened senses that obviously are there to keep us safe and keep us protected and keep us on the lookout when we need them. Are they needed right now? Maybe is the question. Maybe you do. Like, that's why we need to figure that out maybe and feel into it a little more. It's funny though, because oftentimes when I tap into this, I get connected into the yoni space, and usually there's tension there in the vagina, but I don't get that here. I'm getting it more inside the actual womb, not the outside down there. The tension is up here physically, but down here in the tummy, on the inside, not the outside. Let's invite a clearing of that for all of us watching, by the way, because we're all getting exposed to these energies, whether they're ours or someone else's, or collective, or media, or fears, or judgments, or projections, or potentialities, that we're hypervigilant for potentialities. Or some of our family members are experiencing issues, like we actually know our friends or community members. So I am getting the word up here, speaking in my ear, saying responsibility as well is coming in. Like responsibility to either having to be vigilant for yourself, for others, maybe your family. My ear is hot even. My ear feels sore here too. I've heat around the ear. Oh, I'm going to come out and say this out loud, but I don't know if it's true. People speaking ill of you right now as well, like how you believe, what you do, how you're acting. I hope I'm not getting too personal here as well. I just want to keep this a little open. I'm getting so hot now as well. Now, maybe that's old energy, but I can still feel it around the ear, and it's coming down into the jaw, and it's in the trigeminal nerve here, which is going to affect, again, your vagal system and how you're breathing, how you're processing, how you're digesting the information. Can we get that cleared? And that, I wonder, is that what I'm spitting out? The words that come in one ear and they're having to be spat out as well. Because there's no way you want to digest that. It's not yours, it's theirs, right? So wherever that is, if there's any projections, release, refocus, and delete across all time, space, dimensions, and realities, and fighting in the Christos source energy to clear, please, across all timelines, past, present, future, above as below, into the purity and sanctity of the truth. The one truth, the holy truth, all that I am, all that I am, all that I command it to be so. Release the cords, fetters, and attachments that are not yours. And I'm seeing a flame, using a flame now to burn that away. Unholy thoughts, unholy words, unholy actions, unholy deeds. I'm saying, well, you don't have permission to be here. Rim, 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 hesraim, 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 hesraim. Mahabetala, Brahma, Putra, Avaham. Tokyama, la Seriatam, Danayeki. Kali, Kali, Kali. Come in to clear, cut, and release. So we'll pick you a card and look at the card that comes out. So there's lots of energy around you, almost static. How is it to ground in the midst of that? And if it's static, you know, like we're conductors, those of us that are pretty big channels. Oh, wow. I want you to see this too. I'm seeing conductors, and he's got a massive sword in his hand there, right? And he's channeling that down into him, that energy that's above, the heart energy. But that's like a sword of protection. And you have the seed of life here. You've got several swords in this, by the way. You've got 1, 2, 3. 3 swords I can see straight away. 4. So this is a card around, really, yeah, totally. And we have a feminine one side, and we have a masculine the other, and you in the middle. No, I'm having an archangel mic on, burping. Sorry, Mike is here, and Metatron is here, and Betala is here. Betala is the being that Jesus won in the desert, and he is the being of protection. He cuts negativity away. And essentially evil spirit, if you want to say like evil spirits, energies not of source light, negative thought projections, negative energies, and not just energies like, but also beings that are not wanting the highest good. So that is all about wellness of mind, body, soul, and protection. For me, this card is all around that. So we're going to invite that through in the name of love. Now, for me, I'm looking at that through the screen, and this looks like a cobra. I know it's a heart, but actually I'm seeing a cobra, a snake, rising up from the root, right? A snake, Kundalini rise, and rising out of a head. Now, the snake in the Vedic tradition, Naga, 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 is used for protection with the Divine Mother. Okay, so the association, when I see, it's only when I'm looking at it through the screen, I'm seeing Naga. Okay, the great Naga, which is all about, again, protection and empowerment. It's also linked into that divine essence energy within us. Naga, Naga, Naga. Doni akaye siki nam 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 rupa 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 raksha. Naga, Naga, Naga. Samyoga papa rupa raksha. Kriyama yasikiana tatuiyala satahiti. So we invite that Naga energy through to clear as well, and that is like that dance up the spine, right? The intertwining, you know, that intertwining dance up the spine, the caduceus. So we invite that through. That's healing. I want to also note that that is a heart. The sword is actually the heart. So it's more that your protection isn't about cutting down and killing what's attacking. It's around holding, like the sword is just a point to draw through power. It doesn't have to do anything, it just is. Naya, nya, nya, nya. Just see, does that sword say anything? Oh my God, the sword says, I got told to look in because there's writing on the sword, but it's absolutely tiny, but it says truth. This is the sword of truth. So the sword of truth doesn't need to attack like with the tongue, right? Which is the snake, right? And you saw me doing this a lot at the start. There's a lot with the tongue, which is kind of like, we're trying not to go, will you feck off with your shite, right? Which would be it, right? We're trying to hold us the truth rather than being swayed and pulled and forced into a space that's not aligned with our true being. This is all about just holding that. Call in your protection and you're just holding the sword of truth. Call in your protection, you just hold the sword of truth. There is clearing and you're already getting that clearing. It's there. But I am aware that this actually feels like family member stuff, and that's why it's harder for us. Please feel into that if that's true. I feel like they're close members. It's not like it's the collective. I feel like you've got a handle on that. This feels like it's closer to home. That's what I want to say. Maybe it's friends, colleagues or whatever. And maybe we miss things when it's like, if they are close to home, because we wouldn't, you love them, they love you. Maybe they don't even know they're sending that hot energy in here. I don't know if that's resonating with you. I also have heat at the sole of my foot right now. What foot is that? It's my right foot. So my mid of my arch in the right foot is burning. So there's a lot of energy this side that wants to transmute and come out into the earth. Let your word be truth, let your word be love. You got this. We love you. So I'm just going to take a couple of breaths in. I am hearing to share with you, would you be interested in mantra work and getting a personal mantra for power and protection, charging it and just, it's like they're super short and you would charge it and just use it whenever you get a sense, or create your own mantra through light language, or create your own mantra that feels like a power word for you. Okay, that's just coming in, because that would mean it would be running in the background of your mind and you're building that around you over a number of days, like 41 days, 101 days, these kind of things. That they're practices that people undertake to build that protection energy as well. It's not that you need it, it's like a protection power thing. That I'm getting told also helps increase capacity in the soul and increase capacity, soul capacity is the word I'm getting. Increasing soul capacity. I suppose that's that filtering out of the static. This increases then your soul capacity. All right, and clarity. Let me invite the spiral energy to work through now the crown down to your feet and just cleansing that in the name of Source Creator. And breathe in deep as you can and breathe out. Whew. Yeah, love energy projection, my love. You must be feeling that. I'm feeling it. But that card is beautiful. So I'll just post it up again so you see that. There you go, there you be. Okay. You're already doing mantras. Okay, because that's, you're already doing it. Grand. So I'm just getting what you're doing told. You did a sword meditation earlier. Okay, so I'm confirming it then. That's how you clear when you're doing healings on people. I can taste and feel it sitting and breathing in the energy out. Okay. So I think I'm maybe coming into you and you're already doing it. Otanya kiata matatoko shitoko lehale atimata takete wa toro kototo sotokototo iliata tatatakashi. Kashima kaniati akata soroko liati mata kata totoroko haninana osotoro. So I'm just gonna leave that down. I don't know, did it resonate though that there was definitely projections around you feeling, because that'll clear. Sometimes we just need to acknowledge it and it's there and it's clearing. I'm sorry if that's true. I mean, I feel it viscerally, and then you double, because you don't like to ever think that people think about you that way, whether it's conscious or unconscious. You always want to think the best, and then bless their souls, they can't help it either. And I'm sure I've done it with other people too. We don't like to think people do that, and then I second guess myself when actually what I'm sensing and feeling is true, right? So and that's okay. It usually means that we're being a mirror for somebody else too. If they're having a visceral reaction to us and they're projecting, we're a gift in their life to move through something. And they're a gift in ours, right? Kind of have to reframe it for ourselves, and it creates growth and a deeper healing. So giving thanks to all the souls that provide these experiences for us. And please go away now. All right, that's my little joke. Thank you very much, but thank you, goodbye. The show is closed. I'm drawing the curtains now. Last orders. Please vacate the premises. Is that Mildred's energy coming through? Her little make it fun, make it light. So Sonia, who is next? Sonia. So I just picked a card. Now I'm going to just do a little prayer before I open that. I'm going to stretch my legs out. I'm getting a stiff knee. Now that's the left knee. Knee is around stepping forward, moving forward. I'm just going to stretch mine out now and give it a little bangity, bangity, bangity. Tap the energy out. Left knee is trusting your creation powers, moving forward and creating. Left, oh, my internet's going. Is this still here? I don't know if I can hear thunder outside, and maybe I'm going to have a bad connection. Am I still here? Is this working? It is. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm hearing thunder and lightning, so I don't know if my electricity is going to go. I was talking about the hard work of, again, when I say left, it feels for me like the women, like really hard physical labor energy stuck in the knee. And I'm just asking, is this true? Is this true? Is this true? I'm getting a yes, yes, yes. Does this resonate with you when I say that out loud? I'm just going to breathe again. So can we clear that energy where everything is hard work to move forward, and maybe it makes us not want to have to move forward if we're too tired and we don't want to have to put in the hard work we associate with moving forward. Even creating a living. Now this could be to do with money, it could be to do with purpose, it could be to do with just creation energy, like in relationships, dreams. It feels like everything is nearly done with blood. Like, I feel like there's cysts on the knee nearly, like, you know those cysts you'd see in the old movies where women that scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed, they'd have them on their knuckles from scrubbing. Like I feel like that energy is there. Was there a lot of hard physical labor in your family? Maybe it's going back very old generational, like maybe I'm feeling the word 5 and 5th generation coming up. 5th generation, super hard is what I'm getting, like super hard, super tough. Why is that carrying through to Sonia right now? Because she's clearing it. And because there's certain beliefs around relationships and money, particularly is what I'm getting, coming up around this. I don't know if that feels true or not. And that these could be used as roadblocks in your journey, soul journey. I want to breathe again. So let's get that cleared. Let's invite in the energies to clear the roadblocks. Nobody wants roadblocks on their journey, do they? Let's make the roadblocks go with ease and care, please. Okay, so God, you're going to get a little snapshot of me, Manuna. Better close those legs because I'm on a couch. I hope to God there's no snapshot in that when we look back over this. Do not reply. Little sweat out of me there. You see up my skirt. I'm getting a little image, right, Sonia? And the image, and the reason I'm laughing is I'm having a memory come back to me of when something terrible, quote unquote, happened, and it looked like the dream, quote unquote, that I had manifested wasn't going to happen. It seemed like there was literally roadblock after roadblock in my way. Now, I feel like I need to share this with you, and I know it's a personal story, but I feel like there's something, maybe you're actually going through something similar, and that's why I'm going to tell you what this is, and I'll condense it as quickly as I can. So, I was having these like visions. I needed to go to Sedona. It was 2018, and I'd be walking around corners, and I'd be in Sedona. I was like, oh God, I have to go to Sedona, and everything was aligning. Like I had to go to this particular place. And in the end, I was like, okay, universe, I get it. I don't have the money for it. I don't have the means to go. I don't have the time to go. I don't have, that was me at the time. I was like, I don't have the means right now to go. And, can't really justify the expense to go off on a little trip that my soul is saying go on, There was no reason for it. And I just kept having these nudges, these pushes to go, even where people would ring me up and say, I think you're going to come to Sedona soon, right? And I'd be like, I don't know you that well, but thanks for telling me. So I was like, okay, I have to do this. How am I going to do this? So it became a how, and I then started to believe that it was possible. If all these signs were in place, if this was where my soul wanted me to go, I can no longer deny it. I now need to trust. So I had to work through my distrust and move into trust, and then surrender the how. How will this happen? What would it look like? I gotta surrender. So there was a lot of my own moving through this, right? Lo and behold, little by little, I managed to gather the funds. I managed to get, tickets. I managed to have like a little gift given my way, and all these things were lining up, and I was like, awesome, booked the flights, had everything sorted. Night before I was supposed to fly out, I set my alarm clock, and I sleep through the alarm. The taxi came to the door. I never heard it. Right? I was supposed to get a taxi to the airport to get a bus from Cork Airport to Dublin Airport. Any of those Irish people out there know what I'm talking about. And I never woke up. I slept through it all. I was even dressed to go. I laid on the bed and I fell asleep. Bags packed, dressed to go, everything. Fell asleep on the bed. Made no logical sense why I did that. When I woke up, it was like with a fright, and realized I'd missed my bus by like over an hour. The taxi person was well gone, and I was like, oh my God, I only have X hours to get to Dublin Airport. How am I going to make this happen? So I'm like trying to think, and I'm like, okay, get a taxi to go to the airport and see, can I rent a car? Because if I take a bus, I'm going to miss it now. Can't take a bus anymore. So get the taxi, go to the airport, everything's closed because it's too early in the morning. So there's no car places open. And I'm like, oh my God, this isn't going to happen after everything that I just did, everything the universe. So I'm having a tiny moment of doubt, and then I'm like, no, this is going to work out. And as I think that thought in my mind, the doors, there's like doors, a guy walks through the doors, and he's carrying a little type of like bag with him. And I'm like, I'm getting told, go to him. So I run over to this dude. He was just walking like towards where the, rental car places are. And I'm like, do you work for a rental car company? And he's like, yeah. He's like, we're not open though for another hour, but I just had this weird feeling this morning. I had to come into work early. I was like, really? Because I need a car right now. And lo and behold, we get the car. He's like, you're not going to make this. If you make this, please let me know, because like logic of how much time you have and when your flight takes off, if you make this, it's a bloody miracle. And I'm like, I'm going to make it. I mean, you showed up early. And I kept telling him this. He's like, yeah, I showed up early. I don't know why. I never show up early to work, right? So I'm like, it's a sign. So get in the car, get on my way. And on the way up to Dublin, I hit roadblocks, one after another. right, Sonia? This is for you. This is a weird story for you. I don't know what's going on in your life right now, but just to let you know, as I was driving up, I hit roadblocks. Physical roadblocks. And at the same time, as I'm driving up, I'm also, in my mind, I'm going to make this. This is happening. I'm watching the sun rise up. I'm seeing the colors of the sunrise. I'm feeling the possibilities. I'm feeling like this energy that feels otherworldly. I'm allowing it to flow through me. Am I speeding a little? Some places where I ask, is it safe? And then I get the go ahead, and then I hit a roadblock and I'm slowing down again. And all these roadworks were happening and I couldn't figure this out. I'm like, well, if you want me to go, why are you putting all these roadblocks? You know, give me a clear pass. And I'm getting, keep your energy, keep believing, keep trusting, keep surrendering, keep trusting it's going to happen. So then I'm like, okay, in my head on the way up, I'm making out like, woo, time-wise, I don't have time to leave this rental car and drop my bags off. Like, there's no time. I have 15 minutes like to do everything. I will not have time to drive to I will not, as I'm calculating it. So then I'm like, can you make the flight late? Maybe that's not a good manifestation because I have a connecting flight. So I'm like, whoa, I start ringing my sister and I'm like, you won't believe it. I missed my bus. I'm in a car. Talk me off a ledge. Give me some. And she's like, is that not a sign though that it's not meant to be? Like, you're having all these things happen. Surely, me, Mary, and she's super psychic, by the way. She's like, surely there's signs that you're not supposed to go. And you're like pushing it. You're forcing this. And she was saying that to me. And I love my sister so much. But at the same time, I was like, girl, this ain't not what I want to hear. You're supposed to be supporting me right now. And telling me it's possible. And I was hearing her say it. And the more she said that, I thought, that's not true. I'm not creating that. That's not what I'm creating. I do not believe that. And I kept reinforcing that in my mind. Didn't say it straight out loud. And I was like, I don't believe that to be true, Rose. I did say it to her in the end. How can we make this happen? And then she goes, I know someone. They live in Dublin. They live near the airport. You kind of know them. You kind of talked them through me. And she mentioned the girl's name. And I said, oh yeah, I do. Yeah. Do you have her phone number? She sent me the girl's phone number. Right? So I'm like, okay, cool. Get this lady's phone number. I ring this lady up, tell her the synopsis. Can you make it to the airport at this time and meet me and bring the rental car and then I'll be able to make the flight? And she's like, I actually have a car check, like an MOT, no, what is an NCT, like it's where you do these car checks that you have to, by government, you have to bring them in. She's like, I can't, I'm at the car check place, I'm at the NCT place. Those times. And then I was just like, be ballsy, Mary, you know, don't, people pleasing things gone out the window. I'm like, I will pay you to redo your car if you meet me in the airport at this time. So she's like, okay, feck it, yeah, I'll go. So she's like kind of excited. I could feel her excitement. She was feeling the energy I was in. And she was like, I won't even get to meet you. We never met. Like, I still haven't met her. Thank you, Deirdre, for listening. But this woman I never met, went to the airport and she told me afterwards on her way all this magic started happening for her and all this stuff started happening and she was having all these amazing things happen as well and syncs in her life happen and people calling her and all this mad stuff because she got in that energy. I believe, I trust, this is possible. Opened possibilities no matter the roadblocks. Her roadblock was there and she released it, she removed it in service to me. Like, in fairness, she was giving to another and receiving these gifts. So she arrives at the airport. I jumped out of my car, just parked it randomly, threw the keys underneath onto the like wheel in Dublin Airport, and I ran to the desk and the people were still there. I was the only person in line and they're like, oh, we're just about to close. You're really lucky we stayed open an extra 5 minutes. And I'm like, whew. So get through all that. Deirdre rings me, say, I found the car, I've got the keys, I'm driving the car back. I'm pretending to be you. And she does it. And I get through security. The flight's delayed by 15 minutes. What I had initially said, I wonder would the flight be delayed by 15 minutes? And I'm like, ah, oh, crack, you're joking me. So the flight was delayed 15 minutes, but it was also delayed the other side by 15 minutes. The universe no matter the roadblocks, even when we feel the universe is... Oops, I'm connecting in and out with this. I hope you're still there. So there was a co-creation element the whole way through. I don't know, is it still working? Co-creation. Like, it's disconnecting and connecting. My internet is kind of crap. The co-creation. My sister, well, first of all, the man in the airport, he listened. He heard a voice telling him to go into the airport. He listened. First co-creation. Second co-creation, the doubts of my sister led me to clarify my own beliefs. I didn't follow her down her path. I got stronger in my own. All right. Third co-creation, belief that the path would continue to be made clear for me as I move forward. And that lady Deirdre met me. She met me halfway. I still haven't met that woman. I did give her a card and a little gift afterwards, but I never met her. I have to meet her. Deirdre was amazing, like somebody she never met. She just turned up and showed up. The universe delayed the planes by 15 minutes, both sides connecting and disconnecting. Like, it's crazy when we see how things will line up. If your path is to be somewhere, to do something, and it's in alignment with your soul, no matter the roadblocks, it will happen when you trust, when you surrender, when you give over control, and when you find ways to make it happen. I did several phone calls. I found ways to make this happen. I had to put myself out there. Right? It's like you have to put yourself out there. And you know, we sometimes feel awkward doing that, or feel like we're asking for too much, because that's my thing, is like, I don't want to put people out. Don't want to make people, you know, don't put someone out, like, you know. They owe me a favor, or I owe them a favor, right? It's kind of like, no, I'd rather, you know, they owe me a favor. I'll put myself out for others, but I don't like putting other people out. It's kind of like, that was funny for me. I had to kind of work through that when it popped up for me. Deirdre rang me after that and she said, oh, Mary, when I had my hands on that steering wheel, I felt the energy. She was on a little high after it. She's like, you won't believe it. I got in my own car and I drove back to that test center that I thought I would miss. And she's like, time went slow. I moved through time and made that appointment. That should not have happened, because I'd already thought, like, that's it, it's cancelled. And she was like, there was some magic happening. And I was like, yeah, it was time and space, collapsing of time and space. It should not have been physically possible in this realm to do that. But I know when I trust. Now, do I get into that energy all the time, Sonia? Hell no, because if I did, I'd be like manifesting gold off my fingertips. Because it was, for me, an experience to learn about self-trust, to learn about where I doubt. It was to learn about co-creation and trusting others in co-creation. It was a giving over onto source, like a major having to hand it all over. And still at the same time, be excited, not defeated about the roadblocks. What else can happen? How else can, and releasing the outcome. Well, if it doesn't happen, how has this journey been for me? Wow, look at all the people that came together for me. Look at that amazing experience. Right? So I know I'm sharing a major story with you, but there's something there in your life that maybe you're going through right now. And this, I felt really like nudged to talk this out with you. And I know the internet wins once or twice, so I hope you got most of it. The power of creation. And I'm going to show you your card, right? Often, like, that was a point of major awakening for me. Okay, there was when I say the open to possibilities, open to what's possible, that's an awakening. That's me realizing the power I have to create and to shift timeline and to move through things, right, with ease and grace. So that was a moment of awakening for me, a deeper level of it. Even as I'm talking about it, I can feel it tingling through my body. Like, I need to tap into that again. Thank you. But that's your card. There is just so much golden light. This is blinding. Can you even see what's in the card? No, it's full of gold. I'm going to have to bring it closer for you. This is the card of awakening. This is the card of Christ. This is the golden card. This is the tapping into all that is possible card. This is the abundance card. And the gift that we're given is the opportunity to awaken in this lifetime. Right here, right now. This feels like it's your time. You're ready. Do you say yes? Is there roadblocks? Maybe. Maybe there's more than one. What is our perception of that? Are the roadblocks there to bring us deeper into trust, deeper into love, deeper into our own powers of creation? Maybe they're a gift. Who or what is a roadblock for you right now that we're seeing through that eye? Hey, that doesn't feel so good. That doesn't look so good. Is there a way to reframe that? What is it I'm learning from this person? Maybe they're giving me clarity, like when my sister's doubts came in. She brought me deeper into what I don't want. I don't want that. Now I know what I do want. Let's get it. You know, maybe there's people that have those doubts about you, about what you do. They question, they judge. Maybe there's that. I'm not saying that's my sister, by the way. I'm just using that as an example. But they'll actually help direct you, because that's not the energy you want. So now what do you want? Are you open to call it forth? So that's all part of awakening. And this can feel kind of scary. I'm getting lots of womb activation stuff, sacral activation. Sacral are where the waters are, emotions. So moving through a lot of different emotions right now could be perfectly natural and normal. When they get overwhelming, go to any of my videos where we do the reset. So look up vagal reset exercises to reset your nervous system if you're ever in overwhelm, to come back to center, to ground, and to refocus. Energies of awakening can be surreal, they can be grounding. It can be a little slap in the face, bitch slap, right? Sometimes when they're quite intense and profound and there's a dissonance, the mind can't comprehend it. If we get energetically overwhelmed, especially because there's so much high energy coming in from the earth right now and the source cosmics, we can escape. We can want to totally escape. We can want to totally distract. We can want to numb out or dissociate. And these are all responses or coping mechanisms that maybe we've had to use from childhood to survive. And during awakenings, sometimes we're brought right back into that point of survival again. Now I'm saying this to you, I'm having major contraction in my solar plexus. Contraction is moving from my womb up to my power center. My womb is my point of creation, up into my power divine will center. So there's something there in your chakra system that's kind of, I can feel it. I can feel like it's squeezing out what it doesn't want as well. So maybe you're moving through stuff right now, it's coming up to the surface. If there's chaos energy around you, breathe, center, soften, reset, move. Physically resetting can maybe even give you that breathing space to get into the what is this that I'm feeling. Because sometimes when we ask, we like, I don't know what it is, I don't know what the block is, I don't know what the resistance. Sometimes it's like, let the body reset, click, and then breathe. Okay, what is it that needs to happen? What is it that I need? What is it that I'm feeling right now? And you're just breathing, you're exploring, you're tapping into what age of me feels that way. And you're going to start to tap into aspects that were maybe betrayed, that doubted, like these little inner child aspects or shadow aspects. And this is part of awakening. Awakening is not just about the flying gold, and it's about the roadblocks. And that's the shadow side, right? It's both sides. It's about us receiving and accepting all of us. I worked through that myself at the weekend. I had a lot of self-disgust come up. I had never had that before. I had that whole thing with the mouth, right? That I was playing with Katrina about that. Why am I having these physical things I want to do? It's disgust. Well, who am I disgusted at? I didn't even know who it was. I was like, oh my God, it's me. Well, okay, I'm disgusted at me because, and it was this old stuff, right? So I'm just like, we're constantly on this journey. And it can feel like we're just riding that wave. Sometimes it might feel like a freaking roller coaster. I know it did for me for a good while. It was like, I'm on a roller coaster. Ah! And then it's like, let go. Okay, how can I ride the wave? And that's part of the journey of awakening as well, is we learn that as we go. You've got this is the message that's coming through. Would you be willing to trust? Part of me wants to say believe as well. Is there anywhere you're doubting that? And sometimes when we doubt, we're like, we either flip-flop into inferiority, or, you know, no, that's not for me, or that's for someone else. Like, so I'm just feeling there's something around belief there. Do you believe that that's possible for you? And if I don't know how, and I don't know what comes up, because that's a block. Reset exercises, you can Google this stuff, it's free, okay? TRE, vagal tone exercises, listen to light language, listen to some meditations, move the body, reset physically if you can't let the mind relax consciously first, because sometimes that happens quite a lot, because we have traumas that are stored in the body. They kind of have to let go first, and then you get the mind and the body to work through it. I'm just going to ask, is there anything else that you need right now for your highest good? They're just saying, tell her she's loved. And tell her that she's easy to love. There's nothing hard to love about her. And for your highest good right now, in the name of love, call in all that it is that you need. Calling in all of your power to you back home, to your body, all your power that was given or taken away. Calling back your voice, your truth, your discernment, your clarity. And anywhere the body feels a little, ooh, we're calling that back into harmony right now. Anyway, there's a bit of a build-up pressure here. And anything that's repressed, like sometimes you could have repressed emotions like anger, grief, sadness, anywhere that's happening, we invite that to release with ease and grace right now. And I want to invite in the power of the mother, the power of the father, divine, divine, divine. And who is your friend that you'd like to work with? Is it an angel? Is it a guide? Is it Yeshua? Is it a dragon or a unicorn? Like, who's your friend right now that you'd like to call in to support you, just to let you know that as you call them in, they're there for your highest good? Who am I calling in for my highest good? Is it the Christ? Is it Archangel Michael? Is it Mary? Is it, you know, Saint Germain? Is it the elementals? Is it the tree people? Like, who is it that you feel safe with, that you want to call for? The ancestors, the ancient ones. And allow yourself to feel them. Do you trust yourself now? Just to take a breath in. As you invoke them, let me feel you, let me see you, let me sense you move through me. Soften all the way down to your body. Soften the urethra, the perineum, the back passage. Soften it all, let it go. Softer you are, the more you will sense and feel and release and let go of. Suraktamna naturi akara katai strukutur kamala hesiti makaiti. Vashakatana na olo sotrokuya. Ikanakaye sitima. Unshotonia te maraiti. Anywhere we've held the masks, you know, the way we have to pretend we're happy or not show the truth. We're wearing kind of a persona or a mask. What's not authentic, anywhere that is, releasing that now across all time, space, dimensions, and realities. Anywhere that you've had expectations and roles placed upon you that are not in alignment with you, release, revoke, rescind, delete all and any vows, oaths, promises, contracts to say I do or yes, across all time, space, dimensions, and realities, all the way back to the point of creation, past, present, future, as above, so below. Reclaiming the power. Breathe in. reclaiming the energy. Let go, shake the body out. Breathe in, breathe out. Animals are really good for you to be around, to ground and connect and talk to. Do you have a lot of animals, or do you around animals? I feel like they're important for you right now. Maybe you're connecting with spirit animals. So Sonia, that is a little bit of your message. Let me see. Tears of joy streaming down your face, and beautiful. Yeah, I'll take a little picture of the cards. This is just gorgeous. It's the color gold. Like, you cannot get a more gold card in this deck. Now, pyramid energy in this is quite strong. The I want to say the word octahedron. We have the lotus flower in gold as well, which is divine mother, divine feminine. There's a lot of ancient mysteries here. And I feel like there's a major sisterhood circle around you that you're going to be tapping into more and more as you're on this journey. When I say mystery traditions, often they're like the healing traditions, self-healing, or other people healing. They may have to do with the arts, like the musics, the light languages, the writing, like poetry writing, tapping into the channeling aspects, opening the channels as well of other gifts, the knowings, the sensings, the feelings, and the transmutations. The transmutation is a gift of clearing. You're clearing the way. There's an embodiment aspect that those mysteries will have for you too. So fully embodying the physical, like, you know, being able to really be here in the body. And that's a major gift for people to have that. Like, you know, that's one of my things I need to keep working on. Those of us that have that thing around escaping the body or numbing the body, we often have addictions, or we run away from things, or we overcompensate and overgive a lot. We may be too thin or overweight. We may have an issue with boundaries. So there's this whole imbalance essentially that we're working through to learn about embodiment, because the only way that we can feel safe is if we shut down, shut off, repress, or suppress. So we got to come back into presence and learn what it is to feel it and move it through, and to be present in it all without being overwhelmed. Which is why I keep telling you about the bagel exercise. They're one of the things I've used and found that have helped me personally. There's loads of other things out there. And the ones I'm using is just what I know, okay? So, I mean, there's so many pathways to the same journey destination. And it'll be part of your awakening process, by the way, to find what works for you, because not everybody is going to cook from the same cookbook, right? There's a million different cookbooks on how to make lasagna. Lasagna at the end of the day is lasagna, but you're going to have people with their own ingredients. It doesn't make it wrong. It's just a different flavor. So you're going to find out in this journey as well what will work for you. So I can only share what works for me. It's my perspective, my experience. You'll meet somebody else online or in person, and they'll have something else. It's part of the joy of co-creation as well, is discovering this. So I wish you well on that journey. You're well on your way. I feel like there's I told you at the weekend, I went through another one myself. It's another mini awakening. It's not just one. We're constantly moving through awakenings. Because you'd be like, I awoke years ago, 2012. Yeah, but there's like layering in that, deeper and deeper, and sometimes higher and higher. But it might not always look the same. So enjoy the journey, even if there is roadblocks. And I'm going to leave it at that. I need to go and finish some stuff here. No idea about the time. I'm hoping it's not past 12. I love you all. Goodbye. If you want to catch that Christed transmission, be sure to join the Lionsgate group. All the transmissions from August are in there. They're of the Mother, they're of the Christ, they're of the Lionsgate itself. I think there's 1 or 2 others, I can't remember, but they're all in there, and you just need to register and go into the group. All right, my loves, talk to you soon. Good night.